And that breaking news, heavy rain is hammering Southern California as Tropical Storm Hilary bears down. The big concern is all of that water and the risk of flash floods. Hilary is the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years. In Wrightwood, for example, you can see water rushing downhill, carrying large logs and debris with it. We have live team coverage for you tonight. Let's start with Mike Valerio in San Diego.
Definitely crossed into California at this hour, rain falling sideways, and if we push into San Diego Bay over here, you can see the chop and the water effects of Hilary, not just being felt here in and around the bay, but clear across Southern California. Tropical Storm Hilary pummeling Baja California, Mexico on Sunday. Heavy rains causing widespread flooding. That storm now taking aim at California. Flood warnings in effect from San Diego up to Los Angeles. And on top of all of this, Southern California rocked by a magnitude 5.1 earthquake Sunday afternoon.
Hundreds of National Guards men and women, 350 that were deployed to 11 counties.
The storm is expected to dump 3 to 6 inches of rain, but some areas could see up to 10 inches. The downpours already triggering mudslides. Debris and mud spilling onto this freeway in Palmdale, just 55 miles north of Los Angeles. And outside San Diego, several huge boulders landing on Interstate 8. Officials warning people to stay off the roads.
It is critical that Angelenos stay safe and stay home unless directed otherwise by safety officials.
Over the weekend, residents scrambling to grab sandbags to protect their homes.
I've lived here for 30 years, and it has steadily gotten worse with when we have rain showers and it's backing up from the storm drain.
Crews in the LA area creating walls of sand to block the high tides from reaching buildings and homes along the water. But it's not just the Golden State that will be impacted. Southern Arizona and Nevada also expecting flooding.
We're activating all of our crew to bring supplies, start thinking about shelter positioning and ensuring that we have enough resources for the communities in the area.
And we're standing right next to the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station for San Diego. They report at this hour no rescues from their helicopter teams. Also noteworthy that the school district here serving more than 120,000 kids in San Diego canceling classes for tomorrow. Same with LA public schools, making sure that all buildings are secure and families can get their students to school when it starts on Tuesday. That's the latest live from San Diego. I'm Mike Valerio. Back to you.
Mike, thanks so much. Stay safe out there. Hilary made landfall in Baja California in a sparsely populated area about 150 miles south of Ensenada. Right now, we're getting a look at the impacts there. Take a look. You can hear it, you can see it, that rush of water down that street, roads turning into raging rivers. These images give us some insight of the power of this storm. Wow, and that's the sound of water flowing in Death Valley. The park, of course, is closed right now because of this. You can see muddy flood waters rushing over a road and down a hillside. Officials say this video was taken this morning, and since then, conditions have gotten worse. In Palm Springs, some roads there are already flooded. Check this out. A car is going to drive through the water there. Again, this is something that you don't want to do when you see floodwaters. You want to turn around, don't drown. That's what emergency officials always say. Desert communities like this one are expected to see some of the biggest impacts from that storm. There's that car. Look at that. Almost a foot of water looked like it was driving through. We always remind people when we're here in NorCal, you don't want to drive through floodwaters. We saw that at the beginning of the year, too.
Oh, yeah, we saw that in January, where you
right.
go out there, and especially if there's a lot of flood water that's covering the road, you can't see the road, you drive off the road because there's no perspective of where you are on the road, and so that can be very dangerous. So, yeah, people in Southern California are going to be dealing with a lot of this because we have a lot of rain that's making its way through Southern California. But let's go ahead and take a look at the radar showing us this storm as it continues to work its way through the southern half of the state. We're feeling some of this into the northern half as well, and this is going to continue to climb climb north as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. So the center or the core of where Hilary is right now is making its way. It was just off the coast of San Diego, but if you look at the movement of this system, it's making its way now on land and is going to continue its way through Orange County and on into Los Angeles County and push its way farther north. But it's really been the ocean side of things where we've seen some of the heaviest rain and the surrounding mountains there of Southern California. Now we're seeing this making its way over the Tehachapi and on into the valley. Bakersfield getting a steady rain. We're talking moderate to heavier rain right now in the Bakersfield area. Futurecast showing accumulations of rainfall. And again, this gives you a perspective of that heavier rain expected in along the coastal areas and through the mountains. We're seeing that kind of bleed a little bit more off to the east, but most of it, we can see 4 to 8 inches in the upper elevations and the mountains are outside of Los Angeles. Southern Sierra, the White Mountain Range could see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rainfall as the system moves north over the next 24 to 48 hours. So a lot of rain hitting California and Nevada and even Arizona. That's the latest here. Now back over to you.
Definitely some big concerns for flooding down there, Dirk. I know you're also tracking the wind in Southern California. This has been downgraded from a hurricane to a tropical storm, but I still imagine there's still some pretty powerful gusts, right?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at Hilary right now with winds sustained at 50 miles per hour. It's still a tropical storm. It still has enough energy for that category. It's moving to the north at 23 miles per hour, and that's actually a good thing because if this was a slower moving storm, the damage that we are going to see with it would have been much worse. And so, yeah, a lot of rain coming down, but it's moving at a pretty good clip as we head through tonight and into tomorrow. We'll continue to see this make its way across California and into Nevada. By Monday, 11 a.m., we're looking at wind speeds down to 30 miles per hour, so that takes it to a tropical depression and not the tropical storm that it currently is. So let's talk about the winds, wind gusts. We're seeing the strongest winds not along the coast of California. It's actually further inland, over the mountains and into the deserts is where we're seeing those strong southerly winds. In fact, there's been wind gusts over 60 miles per hour already recorded with this system. As this moves north, it's still going to hold some of those winds, but you can see that it steadily decreases as we go through tonight and into tomorrow morning. This is Monday at 5 a.m. We'll see some wind in the valley. Those winds will more than likely, the gusts will be 20 to 30 miles per hour with the strongest winds in Nevada as we head through Monday afternoon and on into Monday evening as those winds continue to decrease. So that's what's going on with the winds. Now back over to you.
Dirk, thank you so much. Flight cancellations because of all of this, delays too, they're really piling up. This is a live look at the tracking website FlightAware. It says more than 1,000 flights into, out of, or within the United States are canceled and more than 4,000 flights are delayed. As you can see, the airports hardest hit are those in Southern California. We also want to note Southwest and Frontier Airlines have suspended flights to and from Ontario International Airport, which is in San Bernardino County. Southwest is suspending all flights at Ontario until tomorrow morning and Frontier until Tuesday. The response to this storm is happening at the local, state, and national level. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom made the rounds across Southern California and warned people there to be on high alert. Now, right now, the State Operations Center is activated to closely monitor the impacts from the storm and coordinate the response. KCRA 3's Lizzie Mitri is live at Cal OES headquarters in Mather. Lizzie, what's happening there now?
Brittany, it's all hands on deck here at the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, or Cal OES. You can see everyone working in here, representatives from various state agencies all working together in the Operations Center. And of course, the big display up above for everyone to see the path of the storm, this first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years. In anticipation of all of this, Governor Gavin Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency yesterday to support the state response. The governor's office says more than 7,500 people have been mobilized, including the California National Guard, thousands of CHP officers, and Caltrans workers out on the roads. You can see crews already had to clear mud from the roadway in Palmdale. And with heavy rainfall, the biggest concern is flooding. So swiftwater rescue teams have also been strategically positioned throughout Southern California in those areas most at risk if needed. We know a team of 16 people with the Sacramento Fire Department actually just packed up earlier today.
We are constantly intaking requests from local counties for more help, and we are finding that help through our mutual aid system to send more.
So that team from Sacramento Fire Department actually just hit the road about an hour ago, beginning a long drive on their way to Bishop. Reporting live here at Cal OES in Mather, Lizzie Mitri, KCRA 3 News.
That mutual aid system really kicking into high gear right now, Lizzie. Thank you so much. On the federal level, FEMA says it has officials inside Cal OES and teams on standby with food, water, and other help.
What we do know is that we're going to be there to help people before, during, and after this disaster, regardless of what may come.
Here in Northern California, we are seeing impacts from this storm, too. We want to go back to meteorologist Dirk Fedor. And Dirk, I know last night during our 10 and 11, we had viewers sending us incredible images from Manteca, Turlock of thunder and lightning lighting up the skies there. So we have some of it here, too.
Sonora had quite a thunderstorm make its way through there, and that made its way into Calaveras County as well. Arnold had a good thunderstorm last night. We're not seeing as much in the way of lightning, but we do have some areas of lightning. We see some scattered showers and some thunderstorms popping up in the coastal mountains. We have a few that are making their way a little bit farther south and through the deserts of California, and just that general flow making its way from the south to the north, and that chance for rain is already increasing once again around Lake Tahoe. It's just to the south of Lake Tahoe in Alpine County, Mono County, getting the rain, Tuolumne County, just up the road from Sonora. As you get into Twain Harte, you're going to be running into some rain. Also Ukiah getting some rain. We've had some showers in through northern Lake County, but now it looks like it's shifting a little bit more over the coastal mountains and out towards the Pacific Ocean. So how much rain are we expecting? It's going to really vary. What's interesting here is to see most spots that are going to get some rain, but just a few hundredths here or there. But then there's others a little bit more, like Modesto, 21 hundredths. Well, that means that you have a little thunderstorm that could pop up in that area. Again, this is just a forecast, but that's the potential that we could see. Placerville, another spot where there's the potential for some thunderstorm activity, where we could see up to 1.5 inches or more. So it just really depends, and it's going to be very hit and miss. So we are looking at that chance for thunderstorms as we head through Monday afternoon. 12-hour forecast shows temperatures staying very warm through the night tonight with cloudy skies, and by tomorrow morning we're still going to see temperatures ranging in the mid to low 70s, so it'll be a warm start tomorrow. We'll have more on that forecast coming up. Now back over to you.
Dirk, lots to